Fucker. Oh yeah, come on in the chat room. Come on in the chat room. Come on in here, y'all, so we can talk some shit. We just finished Incense and Ashtrays. I encourage everybody to go to mixcloud.com/DwannB. Bookmark incenseandashtrays.com on your web browser. And tomorrow morning, tonight's Incense and Ashtrays will be uploaded to Spotify and Apple Podcasts, Google Casts, and all your different goddamn podcast platforms. Smash the like button as you come on in the room, please. There's one thing I have to say. The chat room here, especially when I do my late night Q&As, I be forgetting to tell y'all to do the like button thing, but y'all really do. Y'all will smash the like button. I notice that, especially like when I get real deep into these late night Q&As when people are going to bed. After I'm like 2 hours into one of these, I'll have more likes than I'll have viewers. I'll have like 120 people watching me live, and I'll have 160 likes. And so that's because y'all be smashing the like button without me asking. And I need to do a better job of asking you guys to hit the like button. But y'all usually do a pretty good job anyway. And the moderators do a really good job. Salute to the moderators. Y'all do a good job of reminding people to hit the like button. The moderators do a good job of putting my websites up and all that shit that I be too goddamn forgetting to do. I appreciate y'all. I appreciate that last name first. What's up, Super Supply Bean, Bismarck T? What's up, Quan? I know, Quan, you full on wine right now from that Incense and Ashtrays. We celebrated R&B music tonight in its many forms that it comes in. Sunday night, we'll be celebrating the music of none other than Frankie Beverly and Maze on Sunday. All the love that he put into his music and the energy and the passion. We're going to be breaking that all the way down on Sunday. So be on the Mixcloud live stream. You dig? Because it's a whole lot. See, it's a lot going on with music right now. And people from the Caribbean and Africa trying aggressively to take what we've created. And what we created was for the world to enjoy. I don't like having these ego contests. I don't want to have no dick swinging contests over who created what. That science is settled. But today, people on Twitter kept inviting me into this Twitter space with nephew Luke talking. Luke, Edmund Pettis Bridge, Walker, Campbell, Luther. Now I'm a Democrat and rocking with Roland Martin Campbell. Luther, I brought degeneracy and degrading, and when I got my advisory label by degrading and dehumanizing women. Nephew Luke. Now this motherfucker's up in Twitter Spaces as of today, claiming hip hop for Caribbean culture. And I appreciate the Caribbean culture. So anytime I do these shows or any kind of the times that I talk about our music versus Caribbean music, Even though I talk a good game and I really don't give a fuck, but I know enough people from the Caribbean to give a fuck. It's people. I got people who inbox me from the Caribbean who are writers. I got people from the Caribbean who come and read with me regularly. They do my readings. I got people from the Caribbean that are personal friends of mine, and I mean for a long time. I got friends from Africa that have been that are from Africa. So it's all. I don't. I have enough love and respect for these people and their families to know that ain't everybody from those places on that bullshit. And I will say this: I have Caribbean friends who will and have gone as far as to denounce other people from the Caribbean trying to take our shit. That's one thing I can say, like, about some of the cats that I know personally from the Caribbean. I've seen them step out and go at other people from the Caribbean like, yo, nigga, stop chilling. That's their shit. Like, stop. And from South Africa, from Africa, shouts out to my man Shaq Sesby. He's one of the main ones that'll go at other people from Africa trying to claim our shit. Cause I'm a Gemini. I talk a lot of shit. I really do have levels of not giving a fuck that most people don't quite understand. But it's a paradox. The same levels I don't give a fuck are the levels that I do give a fuck about the people and the individuals that I care about. So it's always on the side of my mind to not run afoul of the people that I do really love and appreciate. And I know that they ain't the only ones. I know that there are more out there. But that reservation that I have about not offending, it could never override my love for people here, foundational Black Americans, and my mission. Like, I really feel that it's a life mission, man, just for us to know better, man. Cause like I always say, Black people, when we know better, we do better. And I really do feel that part of my job here on earth is to teach and spread that. I'm a king of clubs. That's one thing. I knew who I was before this. I'll tell you right now, when you understand like yourself or who you are, and then you back that up with the knowledge of things like cardology and astrology and numerology, these are all sciences that really help you decode yourself. I had a dope session this morning, and shouts out to the Black men. I've had since I've announced, like, for the most part, before I announced to you guys that I do cardology, I had a lot of women that were interested in it, and I would read a lot of women. I didn't realize so many brothers were interested in decoding their personal science through cardology. And I had eight sessions this week so far, and 6 of them were men. And it's just dope seeing the Black men get rid of whatever preconceived notions we've had about things. It's dope to see the Black men be like, you know what? I don't give a fuck about the stigma. I gotta know myself better. And this week so far, I've been able to help a brother communicate better with his son. When he gave me his son's birthday, I was able to communicate to him exactly how he needs to approach his son and talk to his son and work with his son and deal with his son. I was able to help another brother with a move that he's making in his life, transitioning from one job to another. And I was able to, because he already kind of knew what it was, but through the cards, I don't know what it is. I'm just reading the cards and following my intuition. I was able to help him. The words that I used was exactly what he needed to hear as confirmation for which direction to go with his next step. So salute to all the Black men out there who are embracing the sciences that we created with our women. Salute to all of y'all. We got Mr. here. Got Ben Frank up in here. Ben Frank looked like he lost a fight to 3 midgets. What's up, Ebony? Yeah, we up in here. What's up, B Polly? B Polly is the Ant-Man and the Wasp. That nigga look like both of them. This motherfucker, Ben Frank over there. What's up with you and midgets, Ben Frank? You look like the kind of dude that will fuck a midget chick. Just because, and not a fine one either. You'd only fuck her just because she's a midget. You know what I mean? That's what Ben Frank look like. Ben Frank the kind of motherfucker that fuck a chick just because she's a midget. Like, he's like, I like them little young girls, but Ben Frank, you ain't no sick dude. You ain't gonna mess with no. So you fuck with midgets instead. Look at that midget booty. And niggas still be slipping out. What's up, YouTuber? Yeah. Yeah. I don't crack jokes on the ladies. Although every now and again, I don't be looking at the Craig Facts chat room often, but every now and again I see Ebony say some little slick funny shit. Ebony, don't think you slick, Ebony, you niglet. Ebony be thinking she's slick. She'll say some little low key funny shit, and I'll be like, all right, this nigga right here. All right, I'm gonna take that with Ebony. Quan said midgets need love too. Nah. I was with my man Mark Prince earlier. Y'all may have heard Corey talk about Mark Prince on 5150 before. But that's my nigga right there. I love that brother right there, man. Salute to Mark Prince. He's done this show before too. Mark Prince is actually the person who's plugging me on getting my merchandise into a few stores down in the Mert Park. So, you know, it looks like that's about to happen. So I gotta plug my man Mark Prince for hooking that up, man. But me and Mark Prince was talking about midgets today. And he asked me, he said, what would I do if my wife cheated on me with a midget? I said, I'd be half sad, nigga. I'd be a little bit angry if I walked in on my wife and a midget. I'd be a little bit angry, a little sad, a little mad, a little vindictive. I feel a little bit crazy. Man. Quan, you that short? How tall are you, Quan? Like 5 feet or something like that? Yeah. See, Ebony Brandon be in the chat room talking all that shit now. Watch Ebony when she turn 45, 50. She gonna be right back in church. Ebony gonna be in church talking something. Yes, Lord. Yeah, these niggas out here crazy, Lord. She gonna be in church with the tambourine and that big ass sombrero church lady hat with the little veil over top, and then she gonna be the one judging all the little young girls. Like, you don't need to talk like that, young lady. Don't talk like that. Put your skirt down. Knowing good and the hell well you was doing worse than that shit when you was at that same age. That's gonna be Ebony. Watch, Ebony. Watch, it's gonna be you. God damn. Quan, you it's 41? 65. God. See, women be short as hell. Women be short. Not Ebony, you're not gonna make it into heaven. Let me just tell you that right now. You're gonna be chilling with the rest of us degenerates. You're gonna be on the sideline with the rest of the degenerates. You're gonna be down there wherever Ebony, you're gonna be wherever the shit talking winos go. They don't quite go to hell, but you definitely ain't getting into no goddamn heaven. I guarantee that. Ben Frank, this nigga right here, Ben Frank look like the kind of nigga that'll get to heaven, but not get in because he clowning the angels' clothes. I be seeing you, Ben Frank, in the 5150 chat room. That shit, you be killing me sometime. Nigga, Ben Frank is gonna be at the gates of heaven. God gonna be like, all right, you cool. But before God even get a chance to say that, this nigga Ben Frank gonna be clowning all of the angels' Jesus sandals. And this thing gonna be like, nigga, why your toes out? God damn it, and put some goddamn drawers up under that sheet you wearing, nigga. That's gonna be Ben Frank. And then God gonna come out and be like, man, get this nigga out of here. Send this nigga Ben Frank to wherever Ebony Burden is. That's where we gonna send Ben Frank. Y'all, you two niggas get to know each other well. Y'all gonna be here till eternity, goddammit. Hey, Ben Frank, you ain't making shit. Quan, you might make it, but it depends on the day you get to them gates. You a number 5. It depends on the day. If it's one of them days you flipped, then nah, Quan, you ain't making it. You're gonna be with Ebony and Ben Frank. But if it's on one of them days you good, you're gonna be in heaven with me. I'm gearing goddamn T to go to heaven. Shit. I want to holler at Moses while I'm up there too. I'm be like, Moses, from Egypt, from Cairo to Damascus, is like 200-300 miles. What the fuck took you 40 years to get to Jerusalem? All you had to do was follow the coastline, nigga. That's what I'm gonna tell Moses. You spent 40 years in the desert when all you had to do was walk towards the Mediterranean, follow the motherfucking Nile River to the Mediterranean Sea, take that bitch north, and then when you get to Jerusalem, you in the motherfucking promised land. The fuck took you 40 years, nigga? The same North Star that's in the sky now was around 2,500 some odd goddamn years ago when you was. How God give you all that wisdom, but he couldn't tell you where Polaris was? What's up, Wally Gibson? You said Quan gonna be in the junior varsity of heaven. Okay, Ebony, I roll with that. Ebony and Ben Frank gonna be on the A and B, the B's. Remember the B team, the 9th grade squad, and then Quan gonna be in the JV, and nigga, I'm gonna be in the motherfucking Supreme Court of goddamn heaven. I'm be like, nah, nigga, Jesus, you gotta put me in. I ain't never got lost. This nigga Moses took 40 years to get somewhere that's 300-400 miles away. The distance from Egypt to goddamn Jerusalem is like LA to Vegas, nigga, and I ain't never got lost going to Vegas. Like, goddamn it, like, this nigga Moses. Was this Moses Malone? The fuck? Was he traveled 40 years? Come on now. And I love Moses. But, real spit. Get the book by Sigmund Freud. The white people like to say Sigmund Freud was going crazy, but he wasn't going crazy. He wrote a book, I forgot the name of it off the top of my head, but it's called Moses and Akhenaten, the real Moses. And in his book, he did like a lot of research because Sigmund Freud, had access to them books from the ancient Kemetic knowledge. That's how Freud became a thing. Sigmund Freud had access to that knowledge. And he wrote a book talking about Akhenaten Moses was a story of Akhenaten. Look that book up. I can't think of the full name of it off the top of my head. But it's a very interesting read. It's a very interesting read to the people who just want to have some kind of worldly knowledge. Sigmund Freud, and you just Google it. It's a book about Moses being the real Akhenaten. Akhenaten being Moses. I just can't think of the title. I read that book like 10 years ago. Yeah. What's up, Angry Black Man? What's up, Mir 2500? Trust Susie, that's when I cut Phantom Reunion on. I bet you that nigga Trust the Shooter can't even shoot, I bet. Trust the Shooter missed the target 5 feet away with a 38. Nigga, Trust the Shooter wouldn't get not one BB pellet from a 12 gauge shotgun on a target that's 7 feet away. Like, nigga, you didn't get one pellet? You using bird shot, nigga. How you miss from 10 feet with bird shot? Trust the Shooter like, man, my glasses was foggy. It's the shooting glasses, man. The shooting glasses got me foggy. Breeze Omega goes by the name Breeze Omega, but he ain't got no chill. No chill? How you gonna name yourself Breeze, but you ain't cool? Breeze are the kind of person he go around and he cuss women out like Jamaicans. He be like, shut up. This motherfucker Breeze Omega is FBA from goddamn Memphis. But when he check women like Jamaicans. I'm like, shut up. Quiet, woman. And she be like, man, I thought your name was Breeze. Shut up. Man. Quan S, she the kind of babysitter that'll put hot sauce in baby food just to, if the kid been crying too much and like throwing tantrums, Quan ain't gonna shake the kid. Quan ain't gonna do none of that. She ain't gonna do nothing outwardly. She's gonna throw a little bit of hot sauce in the Gerber's baby food. And then I give you something to really cry about, nigga. That's Quan. I ain't fucking with none of y'all. I tell you, if I meet any, I'm gonna have a bulletproof vest on when I meet you niggas. You said NyQuil? Nah. Quan, you ain't doing NyQuil because that's gonna put him to sleep. You want a little 8-month-old Billy to feel the pain. So you gonna put some not a whole lot. You just gonna put like 1 drop of Louisiana hot sauce in the baby food. And then he'll be like, and when the kid cry, you gonna be laughing like, I told you, little badass, stop shitting so much. I'm watching my stories. You crying too goddamn much when I'm trying to listen to Incense and Ashtrays. So you gonna put some motherfucking 1 drop of Louisiana hot sauce in the baby food. And she said that would be funny. See, look, that's that's some shit you gotta expect from anybody that has a bunch of 5s in their spread. You never know. At the same time, that'll be the best babysitter you ever had. She'd be the one that the other kids just go right to sleep. You just don't know what you're gonna get. Niggas, K-Slide said I'm sitting in the dark like Diamond's boyfriend on Players Club. Hey, that shit funny, dog. I was just watching Players Club last week. Like, I had did one of these lives with y'all, and right when I went in the house, my wife was watching Players Club. And I was like, what the, cause my wife is random. She'll be watching a documentary, then the next minute she'll be watching some shit like the Players Club. Like, I'm like, what the fuck you doing? And it was on that scene. Fuck you, nigga. This nigga K Slade programmed the drum machine for all ice cream truck songs. Like, he don't play them old ice cream truck songs. He got these new modern 2022 version ice cream truck songs with the drum machines. The only acoustic instrument K Slade used in his music is the triangle. Then he like like, nigga, how do you not know how is the only acoustic instrument you know is the triangle? Sit your metal hands holding ass down, nigga. Yeah. No Strings is attached to all kind of. No Strings is attached to every woman he ever smashed. All three of them. No Strings be when this nigga named himself No Strings because the last time his gal tried to break up with him, he was singing like Music Soul Child in that song Love. This nigga No Strings is hitting that high note. Whatever music is saying, you that kind of nigga. See, around the fellas, No Strings is like, man, fuck these bitches, man, shit. I done told a bitch that shit. When I jump, you say how high, bitch. That's how he talk when he with the fellas. But when he with the women, this nigga be like, la 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 means I love you. Rest in peace, William Hart from the Delphonics. But that's how your ass sound, nigga, when you with the women. But then as soon as he get in the chat room, he be like, man, these bitches ain't shit, man. I done told a bitch, nigga, when I say run, you don't stop till I say stop, bitch. Then as soon as he get around a woman, this nigga be singing, ooh, 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 ooh. And I cried, ooh, 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 ooh. That's you, nigga. Oh, that Quincy Jones documentary was good. That Quincy Jones documentary was dope. I encourage y'all to watch it. Yeah. This nigga said I argue with people like Boo Capone. Hey, I appreciate the Cash App, Brandon Terry. Hey, man, this nigga, I love that nigga Boo Capone. But let me tell y'all a story real quick. This nigga Boo Capone, for about 2 years, has been trying to get me to debate one of his homeboys. He was like, man, D, man, you be having that knowledge, man. I need you to debate one of my homeboys, man. This nigga be thinking he knows something, man. Hey, D. I put some money up on you, D, man. You got to debate this nigga. Come on, man. I be like, Boo, nigga, I am not about to debate some random ass nigga. I'm not the Amin Ra squad, nigga. This is not Sonnetter Studios. I ain't debating nobody, Boo. And then he'll leave it alone. And then like 6 months later, Boo will be like, D, come on, man. I got the nigga, man. He be talking. Come on, Dwan, Kim it. Come on. Anytime Boo see me, like, man, come on, Kim it. He always say that. Come on, Dwan, Kim it. You know about Kim it, man. Come on, shit. Come on, D, you gotta debate this nigga. Come on, man. Boo. I'm not about to debate no random ass nigga you know. I ain't about to debate none of your blood homeboys and them niggas wanna set trip after that, waxed him in my debate. No, boo. For real, K Slade, I appreciate that, man. I appreciate y'all support when y'all say I ride for the culture, because man, I've been riding for the culture for a long time, and it's just not popular in what I do, and especially that's why for the most part I don't really do stand up comedy like that no more. I don't care about stand up. Me riding for the culture kind of got me booted out the inner circles with the promoters in here in LA. You know, me riding for the culture is the reason why certain big time promoters here in LA gave me ultimatums: either stop riding for the culture in my jokes, or just stop getting booked. And I didn't stop riding for the culture, so guess what happened? I stopped getting booked. But I got into stand-up comedy. To get to the point to where I could do radio and things like this. So I've kind of arrived to the point to where I wanted to get to with this. And I have much more fun talking to you niggas on here, sitting on my front porch in a motherfucking chair in this beautiful LA night with the moon shining, the waning moon, and Saturn just above the moon. And if you're on the East Coast right now and you step outside, you can see Jupiter. But I'm on the West Coast, we won't be able to see Jupiter for about 2 more hours. I'm doing this shit talking to you niggas, man. And that's why I appreciate when y'all say that, because I was like, man, you know what? I don't believe in using art to not give a message. If I'm going to occupy people's time with my art, yeah, I'm gonna make you laugh, but I'm gonna bring you home something to deal with, you know? And plus in life, we go through cycles. In cardology, we talk about, you see life in 13-year cycles. Like when I do a reading with people, I could tell them where they're going to be in different areas of their life, because we live life in 13-year cycles. Your Mercury appears from 0 to 13. Your Venus period 13 to 26. Your Mars period 26 to 39. And so on and so forth through Neptune and Pluto. And I did notice around time, this before I even really knew cardology like that. Right around the time I was like 38, 39, I just wasn't as interested in comedy anymore. But I'm on to a different card in my life, But I still do stand-up comedy because that shit fun. Like, you cannot replace standing on stage and 500 people are in the audience and you making them laugh. They don't know you. See, here on YouTube, like the people who watch this channel at least, y'all halfway know me. I don't even know what it's like to do stand-up comedy with an audience that knows me yet. That's probably why I think I'm going to keep doing it, because now I have people out there who know me. It'll be a different wave. But I'm used to going to doing shows where don't nobody know me. And I'm at this casino and it's 11:30 at night and it's a bunch of fucking rednecks in the audience. It's 200 goddamn rednecks and Mexicans, and I gotta make them laugh. I'm used to doing the family room. People who watch 5150, every now and again, you'll hear Corey bring up this comedy room in LA called the Family Room. Corey talks about that place all the time. It's over here in Athens Park off El Segundo and Broadway. It's in the hood of the hoods of the hoods. And they ain't gonna give you shit when it come to laughs. Even if they know you, they ain't giving you shit. You gotta earn it. And I'm the motherfucking king of that room. I don't go in talking no high science when I'm in the family room. I'm talking some nigga shit. And then once I talk that nigga shit and engage them, then I bring them up to the high science. But you cannot, in a room like that, you can't come in with your jokes talking no philosophical shit. You gotta get downright dirty, juke joint. Come on, motherfuckers, I ain't scared of you. Don't nothing replace that. That shit feels good. There's 20 people in that motherfucker. And the best fried chicken you ever ate in your goddamn life. That's the family room. All they serve is fried chicken, catfish, and fries. Oh, and like a little prepackaged, the little bag salad that you can get at Smart and Final. That's the family room. Fried chicken, catfish, and fries. And niggas and niggas and more niggas. And I'm on stage there. It's 12:45 at night, 2015, 2017. Brent Taylor's the host. Brent Taylor and Teddy Ray, they used to tag team a night there. Brent hosted the first hour. Teddy Ray hosted the second hour. And I be in that motherfucker every Thursday, killing them niggas. Killing them niggas. That's another thing that let me know that black people ain't stupid. Because they told me my whole life, my whole comedy career, going back to when I used to do Hollywood rooms a lot, they used to always tell me you can't do smart jokes in front of black people. They would always tell me that, DeWann, you can't do smart jokes in front of black people. Black people don't want to hear that. Black people want to hear dick pussy jokes. Black people want to hear. You should hear how they talk about y'all out there in the civilian world. And I'm talking about other black people, other black comics. Black people don't want to hear you talk about anything intelligent. I had this one comic who's on right now. He's a blue check. I won't say his name because I'm not big enough yet. I won't say his name, but in due time I probably will. But he's a blue check nigga. He told me flat out. And I remember this nigga went so far as to get on Facebook and talk shit about it. But he didn't even say my name on Facebook, but I know he was talking about me. But he was talking about how, like, man, these niggas thinking that they gonna get somewhere in this entertainment field being smart. You can't be smart. Niggas don't want to be smart. I tried that. Niggas don't want smart. Niggas don't want smart. You know how many fucking times I heard that shit in my life? That's why black people, you can't listen to nobody. Especially other black people oftentimes, unfortunately. Because we are poisoned people, like Neely Fuller says. We're poisoned people who do nothing but spread more poison too often. Not all the time, but too often. And for years, I was told you can't be intelligent and attract a black audience. If you're going to be intelligent, you need to switch up your rhetoric and go for a white audience. That's what I was told by the people who book movies, the people who book TV shows, the people who book, the reason why I'm not on any, the people that you see on some of these stand-up comedy shows, when I was hosting the comedy room, these was the niggas I was calling to stage. These was the people I was booking. And they were doing comedy longer than me. People don't understand. I had only been doing comedy for 11 months before I got to host the #1 black comedy club on the West Coast, the Comedy Union. I haven't been looking at the chat room in the last 10 minutes. I'm going to look at y'all in a second. So if y'all got any questions or anything, I haven't been looking at the chat room. I'll get to y'all when I finish this thought. But I was only doing comedy 11 months when I got the gig to host the Comedy Union. The Comedy Union was the most popular black comedy club on the West Coast. And it got shut down during the coronavirus. But the Comedy Union is the place that every major comedy booking festival, TV show goes to find talent, right? The Comedy Union is the place that all of the All Def Digital cast, we all started together at the Comedy Union to hear more. Tony Baker was before us. He was like Tony Baker was like 5 or 6 years in comedy before I got into comedy. But I used to book Tony Baker on my show a lot. When you're talking about Brandon Lewis, the host, we used to carpool to the Comedy Union. I used to pick him up. I used to pick Brandon Lewis up and take him to the show. Big Jai, that's where I met Big Jai. Big Jai was there every Monday like me before I got the hosting gig. Big Jai, Craig, that's where me and Craig Smith met. You can go down the line. Only person I don't really know from All Deaf Digital is Kev on Stage. I don't know him. He wasn't around for that. Like I don't. I think I met him like one time. I don't know him, so I don't know him. But everybody else, Brent Taylor. Brent Taylor was my DJ when I hosted at the Comedy Union. Brent Taylor would DJ for 3 minutes of stage time. And he would sit there, play the music off his iPhone, and I would host, and I would bring people to the stage, and Brent would come up and do 3 minutes and then go back and DJ. Teddy Ray was regular. That's where I met Teddy. We were all together, man. My man London Brown, Daphne Springs. Daphne, she's done this show a couple times. I got to call her back. But Daphne, me and her, we used to like really kick it. Like we would do show, we would do the Comedy Union, and after the show, we would go to Hollywood, because that's back when I used to still party a lot. Me and Daphne, after the Comedy Union, we go right to the front of the line, go to the club, kick it. You know, all of us was together. All of us were together. And though I still got love for every one of them. I don't have any beef or bad relationships. Doughboy, he was another one. That Kanisha Bus. Doughboy. He is shit. Arona Brown. I don't know if y'all remember Arona Browning. She kind of, Arona, her head kind of went. I don't know if y'all remember Arona, but just as she blew up, when she got on Wild 'N Out, she kind of like psyched out. My heart goes out to her, man, because I got nothing but, I love Arona. I love her. And to see Arona reach where she wanted to be and then bug out, that still bothers me to this day. That hurts my heart. I don't know if y'all know Arona, remember her, but she was on All Def before All Def really blew up, but she was on Wild 'N Out. But yeah, like when it comes to, what's up, man? When it comes to this comedy thing, like her and Arona and Doughboy rented an apartment for me at the same time. That's how close this comedy game is. I have other really big name comics that you guys know that still rent from me, and I'll never say their names. When people actively rent from me, I don't throw their name out there. Way long after the fact, I may say something, but I still got people that people know, that the world will know. But I don't cross my business with this comedy shit, and I don't cross my business with this internet shit. But I said that about Arona because I remember how hard she worked. I remember her in 2000. What's up, y'all? Y'all have a good one.
Yes, sir. How you doing, brother?
Man, I'm good, man.
Yes, sir.
You have a good one, man.
Okay, brother.
I saw her. I remember how hard she worked. Like, I remember Arona would go to work. She would wait tables. Then she would come home. Then as soon as she done waiting tables, she would Uber. Then she would Uber, and then in between Uber rides, she would kind of like write sketches and write jokes. And then she would go out and she would do 2 and 3 stages a night. And then when she done doing stages, she would Uber again for like another hour or two. She would get in, like sometimes because this is back when I used to be in the comedy grind heavy too. So I'll be getting in at 2 in the morning. Or Rona would be getting in at 2 in the morning at my building down the street. And she'd tell me about her day. And it'd be 2:30 in the morning. And she'd be like, And I got to be up at 7 in the morning so I can get a couple hours of Uber in before I go to my job. And then I got to write this sketch that I'm going to film in a room. That's how hard Arona was working. And when she got that Wild 'N Out gig, that's why she had to basically leave my apartment. She was moving to New York. She was a great tenant. She was just, and before she became my tenant, she was just somebody I would see on a comedy grind. And I had nothing but love for her, man. So I saw the work that she put in to get that Wild 'N Out gig. And that's when she left my unit to move to New York to do Wild 'N Out. And then soon after that, things went south with her mental health, and I just pray for her, man. She's a good sister, for real, a really good sister. Really good sister. You know? I saw how hard Doughboy worked to get to where he got You know what I mean? I think I've been blessed in this comedy game, you know? And I really have, but I was told, not by my peer. That's why I don't have any bitterness towards my peer. I still know, if I ever decided to just dedicate 6 months of grinding in comedy real hard, ain't nobody there that can fuck with me. I ain't really took the stage serious in years. I improv my sets. When I go on stage and do comedy, I improv every night. I have certain jokes that I kind of touch on, but even my established jokes, they're improv. If you've heard my comedy set, you're never going to hear the same joke twice. I mean, you're going to hear the same joke twice. You're never going to hear the same joke told the same way twice. You may hear the same joke go, but it's never going to be told the same way. I'm going to approach it from different angles. When I get on that stage, I'm a real artist. I explore, and I really vibe with my audience. I just like, when I get on stage, my desire is just to connect with my audience. I want to look at the audience, and I want us to feel like we in my living room and y'all at my house, and I'm entertaining y'all and showing you a good time because I'm a good host. And if anybody's ever kicked it with me, you know, you ever come over my house, you ever kick it with me, you're going to have a good fucking time. And that's how I like to do my comedy shows. But, comedy's very easy for me. I've bombed less than 5 times, and I've been on stage well over 2,000 times. I've been on stage at least 2,000 times in comedy, and I have less than 5 bombs on my hand. Now I have a shitload of mediocre sets. I ain't trying to say I'm no motherfucking Richard Pryor now. I ain't that guy. I ain't no Corey Holcomb. I'm not that. That nigga's Corey Holcomb is comedy god. I ain't that. But I ain't bomb. I don't bomb. My worst set is gonna be some mediocre laughs. That'll be my worst set. But this comedy thing is real, but I got discouraged as far as because the business comedy is bullshit. And all I got was, Dwan, you're not going to attract black people by being smart. That's all people told me. And the thing is, my comedy set, I don't even be going that deep in. Like, you would think that I'm doing some fucking deep level, goddamn esoteric, metaphysical, Hotep shit in my comedy. I don't talk like that in my comedy. I just drop in information between funny jokes. And let me give you an example of a joke that the comedy club said was too deep. And if y'all come to one of my comedy shows, you're probably going to hear this joke, but you won't hear it told the same way. I'm going to give it to y'all now. But you probably won't hear it the same way if you see it to me live. This is a joke that they said is too much. Man, this dude, I don't know what the fuck is going on with him. This motherfucker Obama. This joke I was saying like in 2012, 2013. I was like, I don't know what the fuck is up with this nigga Obama. Like I was like, I thought that we was cool, man. Shit. Remind me of like me, like my job. I'm like, I manage this apartment building, man. I don't own the motherfucker, but I manage it. And when you the manager, you got the title of authority, but you really ain't got no goddamn authority now. You just look tough. You ain't got no goddamn authority. If somebody don't pay their rent, all I can do is hand them an eviction notice. They can tear that motherfucker up, but I can't do shit. All I can do is call the goddamn police like a snitch. Cause I'm just the manager. I'm just the manager. Remind me of this. I got this one tenant, always washing his car. We're in the middle of a goddamn drought. This is the cleanest goddamn gangster in American history. Nigga fresh out of prison, but he always taking showers. And washing his Cadillac. This nigga's the cleanest ass crip I've ever seen in my life. And I'm like, hey man, OG Showers, this is the third time this week you washed your Cadillac. Can you stop washing your car, bro? Cause just, cause the water bill's getting real high. And he was like, what you worry about the water for, fat boy? You just the manager. And I was like, damn, you're right. I ain't about to go to jail over some shit I don't own. I'm just the manager. Shit got me thinking about politics. I'm over here looking at, y'all see this motherfucker Obama, he ain't shit. I knew Obama wasn't shit when the first thing he did when he got in office was he gave the banks $100 billion, $100 trillion. Said they get a bailout. So I'm over here thinking, shit. When Citibank got $100 million, I'm thinking I ain't got to pay my credit card bill no more. Citibank come calling me 2 weeks later talking about, Mr. Brown, we ain't got your payment. I'm like, didn't the president give you all that goddamn money in the bailout? And they was like, shit, well, nigga, you still owe us. And I was thinking, man, this Obama ain't shit. This motherfucker, Obama, done gave the banks a bailout and ain't gave us shit. And that got me thinking, I done voted for Clinton. I done voted. I thought this nigga was gonna do something for us. I knew Bush wasn't shit. Now I voted for this motherfucker Obama, I ain't get a motherfucking thing. And then I thought about it. At the end of the day, the president only is just the manager. The motherfucker don't control shit. And I got a big laugh off that joke every time I said it. Big laugh. Because of that callback. I got big laughs off that joke, and I cut it short. It goes longer. I cut it short. But I used to get laughs off that joke at the family room in the middle of the hood. Because this is like 2012 when Obama was going through getting reelected. Black people were starting to see that, okay, this shit probably ain't what it is, but we still holding out hope. That's why that joke was as light as it was. It didn't even go that hard. But that was enough to get all of the different promoters here in LA, not all, but some of the ones who promote the biggest nights, that was enough to get them to be like, hey man, you can't be talking about Obama like that. I'm like, I kind of let him off the hook by saying just the manager. Like I could really go hard on this nigga. But the whole point of tying in the being a manager and being the president, showing that the president doesn't have control of politics, that was enough for them to be like, man, black people. And I would do that same joke in white rooms, but I would use Ronald Reagan. See, I'm the kind of comic when I'm on stage, I like going into Hell's Gates. I like digging a hole for myself and getting myself out. So I would do that same joke. This was before Trump. Since Trump's gotten into office, I would use Trump in the joke. Actually, during Trump presidency, I didn't do that joke that much. I kind of sat that joke on the shelf after Obama got out of office back in 2016. I just dusted it off like, I did a show like 2 months ago. I dusted that joke off at a show like 2 months ago, and that shit killed. But when I would do that same joke, I would talk about Reagan. And how I would change the joke up would be, I'm just a manager. And this mother, like, you motherfuckers, y'all like that Ronald Reagan? Y'all should know better shit. So Ronald Reagan got in office and told y'all, what we gonna do is, we gonna cut taxes for the wealthy. And when the wealthy is done spending all the money they want to spend, drinking all the champagne they want to drink, the rest of that money is gonna trickle down to you. And the only thing that trickled down was Ronald Reagan's jizz on all y'all white chins. And I'm telling y'all right now, them white people love that joke. I say that joke in the middle of Orange County. Orange County is where the Nazis live. And I mean literally, when a lot of those Nazi scientists came over after World War II, the United States moved a lot of them motherfuckers to Orange County. That's why it's so racist. And I would go in on Ronald Reagan in front of them. I would see, even back then, even though I was tired of Obama, I don't do that joke in front of I don't talk about Obama in front of white people. That's a joke for niggas. I was on code even back then. And this was before I knew who Neely Fuller was. I didn't discover Neely Fuller until like 2013, 2014. This was a joke I was doing back in 2012 before I knew who Neely Fuller was. But even though I didn't know who Neely Fuller was at the time, I still had something inside of me that wouldn't talk about a black person in front of white people. That was another one of my moral ethics on stage. I started comedy in 2000. My first day on stage was the day after Thanksgiving, the Monday after Thanksgiving, 2009. So basically 2010. Because I got on stage that day, then I get on stage again like 2010. So that's when I started comedy. I didn't discover Neely Fuller until like end of 2013. I was already on code. You was never gonna hear me talk bad about black people in front of white people. Any joke I had to say where I'm talking shit about black people, that's in front of black people. Hell yeah, Mark Savoy. 2012 was a terrible time. Y'all want to know one of my biggest my biggest bombs? Y'all want to hear my biggest bomb? I got to light a joint for this one. My biggest bomb was at the J Spot. Come on, put them ears up. My biggest bomb was at the J Spot. J Spot is the other black-owned comedy club. That's where I hooked in with the lady who always books me for Fox Soul. She used to book there. Matter of fact, she called me this week to do Fox Soul. She wanted me to do Fox Soul this past Wednesday, but I was out of town with my family. And I had my laptop with me. I could have done it, but I was with my mom, my dad, my sister, my wife, my nieces. Man, I was in family love heaven. Fuck entertaining any of you niggas when I'm with them. I only came on live when everybody was asleep. I did come over and talk to you guys on YouTube, but that was after everybody else was asleep. They wanted me to do Fox Soul in the morning, and like, nah, I'm gonna be with my mama and my daddy, nigga. But back to my biggest bomb. This nigga Breeze Omega said I'm vegan. That's funny. But I was at the J Spot, all right? J Spot is the other black-owned comedy club in LA. Now they've closed down too. So now both black-owned comedy clubs that was around when I first started comedy, they're both closed down now. Another reason why I really don't have the motivation to get back out there. I ain't fucking with these white rooms. They can kiss my ass. I like entertaining us. But I'm at the J Spot, right? And that same joke I just gave you guys, just the manager, I had just thought of this joke. We're late 2010. Appreciate the cash app, Brandon Terry. We're in late 2010, right? I'm doing comedy for about a year now. Year and a half. We're like in early 2011. So because I was doing comedy for like a year and a half. That's when I first thought of this Obama joke. It wasn't just the manager yet. Just the manager was a different joke that I hadn't, and that just the manager joke quick caveat. Quanes, please remind me not to lose my space. I'm going to go back to the Obama, my biggest bomb. So chat room, don't let me lose my space about my biggest bomb. But I got to go back and tell a quick story about that just the manager joke. Do y'all know who gave me that callback? And actually, I know I didn't give me the callback. I did the callback kind of on a whim when I was in a comedy workout room, and she was the person that validated it and said that. She was like, "Oh, I'm gonna give y'all a clue who it is." She said, D, nah, that just a manager, nigga, that shit fire. You gotta keep that." She is one of the biggest black celebrities now. I'm gonna give y'all a guess of who that was that gave me that validation for that joke to keep it. Because I kind of just improv'd it in the middle. I was just in the moment. It was two current blue checks in the room that night. It was me, Larry, y'all know Larry. It was me, Larry, and two blue checks that are their blue checks now. But they were in that room. They were like, "No, you got to keep that, D. You got to keep that." Tiffany Haddish, yep. Tiffany Haddish and Ida Rodriguez. I love Ida Rodriguez. Now, since Ida's gotten her blue check, you know, she's doing what she got to do, and I get it. I get it. I'm not mad at her. She hustled hard for where she is in comedy and where she is. So she's going to say some things that Democrats want her to hear. I get it. I'm not mad at Ida. But I got love for Ida Rodriguez, for real, for real. She's somebody who me and Ida, we would have literally 4-hour-long phone conversations over reparations and over, especially when Tariq first started FBA, we'd have long-ass conversations. At first, she'd be like, "What the fuck is this?" And then we talk and we argue. Me and Ida would argue. But then it'll come down to it, she'd be like, "Man, I see what's going on. I get it. And she's a very reasonable person, but blue check world, you got to play a game. So I get it. I love. But whatever it is, I got nothing but love for Ida Rodriguez, and I got nothing but love for Tiffany Haddish. I appreciate that, Breeze Omega. Nothing but love. Hold on, let me see what's going on. Got that moon behind me. Are you in here? Hey. I heard some noise in the house. I'm out here on the phone. I'm out here on live. I'll be there in a little bit. But yeah, Tiffany Haddish is the one that was like, "You gotta keep that, D." You gotta keep that. I was like, all right, I keep it. I keep it. I keep it. Oh shit! I done dropped my microphone. Oh shit! I don't want my sound sounding like bullshit. Oh, happy birthday, Breeze Omega. Happy birthday. But that's how close this comedy community is. It's really, y'all be, people see people on TV. You may see one person on YouTube, another one on this particular app, another one on national TV on a TV show, like my man London Brown, and another one in movies. But really, at one point, we was all around each other 3-4 nights a week. Pete Davidson's another one. I never kicked it with Pete, but I used to see Pete all the time. 2010? 2011? I go to the comedy store. Pete, what up? You run across Pete Davidson on the white side of the game. It's all kind of white people that's on TV now. I don't even remember their names because they were just that funny white person. They all on TV. Kate Quigley, the one that was in the room when my man Fuquan overdosed on fentanyl. Yeah, I heard that story last year with Fuquan Johnson. Kate Quigley, she was another one. I'd be around Kate. I would see Kate at least twice a week. And Kate would hook me up with doing like white comedy rooms. It's like out here, the white folks will hook you up with certain shit, certain ones, because as a black comic, you're not a threat to them. They know that they're going to get shit that you can't get, so, and you're going to get shit that won't affect them. So they'll throw you in some shit real fast. And the problem is, it's a lot of dumb niggas out there. There's a whole lot of dumb niggas out there that see that shit and be like, see, man, white folks be hooking you up. Black people just hate on each other. No, nigga, it's not that they love you, motherfucker. You just ain't a threat to what they got going on. That's all. It's no more, no less. They don't love you. You're not a threat. You're not going to take a role from them. You're not going to take stage time for them. They know that these comedy clubs, the Laugh Factory, the Comedy Store, the Improv, the Comedy Magic Club, they're going to book white first. They know that you're only in competition with that one nigga slot. They know if they hook you up with the Laugh Factory, you're not in competition with them. You're in competition with those 50 other black people positioning for that one black slot for the night. They're still going to have 5 white slots. Oh, yeah, I appreciate you putting on the Patreon, Quan. Patreon's about to get active as soon as this book is released. Yeah, black comics pull more of an audience. And that's why they'll have that one black name there on White Night. Because everybody's coming to see that one black name, and then they're going to have 5 white people go up before at the Laugh Factory. Laugh Factory on a Tuesday night, Laugh Factory on a Wednesday night, or on a Friday night. It's going to have Tim Allen. No one cares to see Tim Allen. It's going to have a couple different white people that you never heard of that are actually pretty funny. And then they're going to have Damon Wayans. And everybody's going to come to see Damon Wayans. But you're going to have to sit through 2 marginally funny white people and 2 unfunny white people to get to Damon Wayans. One is going to be marginally funny. Two are going to be marginally funny. 2 are going to be unfunny. Then you get Tony Rock. That's how they do it. But my story about my first bomb, I'm gonna tell this story before I get up out of here. My first popping firecrackers. Man, get them old weak ass firecrackers out of there. And that waste of space. These motherfuckers got those legal firecrackers ever. Y'all heard them bullshit ass firecrackers? Them shit sounded like piccolos. Man, I've heard snare drums scarier than that shit. If you gonna crack some firecrackers at midnight a.m., goddammit, crack something better than that. Man, I done cracked my knuckles louder than that bullshit. He said high-grade bubble wrap. Yeah, that's what that was. Those some whack-ass firecrackers, man. Shit the fuck out of here with them. That was a waste of my ear space, nigga. I'm over here talking to y'all, about to tell y'all about my first bomb. And this nigga got some cap gun fireworks. Man. This nigga didn't even light those with a match. He lit those smacking two rocks together. That's all he needs to light them hoes. He put the little stem between two rocks and he smacked the rocks together twice and that hole lit. And it was like, pew, 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 pew. Man, that shit sounded, man, I done heard BB guns scared than that shit. I done heard snake hisses worse than that. Man, then Larry Smith could have ate them firecrackers and his big ass set of white teeth would not have gotten no kind of disruption. This nigga Larry Smith's teeth would have still been in that perfect alignment like they are right now in that goofy looking ass profile picture. This nigga Larry Smith could have had 7 of them holes between his teeth. And his teeth still been in perfect shape the way they are in that goofy ass profile picture. Nigga, fuck out of here with that bullshit. Nigga, my jokes don't stop. Y'all gotta understand on Craig Facts, I'm here to bring information. So my brain is on a different tune. When I'm focused on jokes, nigga, I don't stop. But it depends on where my focus is. Usually my focus on YouTube and on Craig Facts is on information. So when I focus on information, I could just dibble dabble in some jokes. But when I feel like being funny, I can go for 4 hours on you niggas. Nigga said, Rise might as well shoot some Roman candles. Yeah. Well, anyway, I'm going to tell y'all the story about my bomb on stage, and I'm going to get in and kick up my wife now. So I'm at the J spot, right? And I'm working on this new joke. It had just came to my mind. It had came to my mind maybe 2 or 3 days before. And it's the Obama part of that joke. So I was thinking, like, I was watching MSNBC. This is back in the days when I was still watching MSNBC. And they were talking about the 2008 TARP bailout funds in 2009, when Obama bailed out all those banks and all those, and how the Bush bailout didn't have any kind of restrictions, and the Obama bailout had more restrictions, but still it was pretty much a free-for-all. And I was thinking, God damn, how did these banks get all that money, yet we still owed them? Ain't that a bitch? And I still had to pay my credit cards to keep my credit perfect. And I was thinking, like, so then when I saw that, I thought of a joke. And that's what made me think of that punchline. Citibank didn't actually call me. I created that part of the joke. but I still had to pay my Citibank. Well, I think at the time it was like a Discover card, but I said Citibank. You make shit up. Comedy is half truth, partial creation. So I said, damn, Citibank called me, and the way originally the joke was, I said, didn't Obama give you the money? Wasn't that our reparations? That's how I originally said the joke. So one night at the J Spot, I had thought of the joke 2 nights. This is a Saturday at the J Spot, right? I had thought of that joke like 2 nights before, and I did it on Thursday night at the family room. I just improvised it at the family room, and it hit because I was just really flushing out my genuine thoughts. And so my first night telling the joke, it hit. I didn't record that set. I kind of memorized some of the parts that were funny, but I didn't record my set. So Saturday I'm at the J Spot. I'm like, okay, cool. I'm gonna run that joke again. But when I got on stage, I remembered everything, but right when I got on stage, this happens a lot when you're new in comedy. It still happens sometimes now, but it happens a hell of a lot when you're new in comedy. It's a lot of people in the audience. As soon as J. Brown introduces me, come on stage, because J. Brown's the kind of person that he's the host. He'll tell you next, but then he'll do like 45 minutes. Like he told me I was next, and then he did like 20 minutes of jokes, and then he did the birthday thing. And on the birthday part of the J Spot, everybody who's celebrating a birthday that week come to the stage, and they all gotta like do a dance. And then he brings out a birthday cake for everybody who's celebrating a birthday, and they sing happy birthday. This whole process can take easily 45 minutes. So it does. I'm on stage next, not giving excuses. They call me to the stage. Come to the stage next, DwannBrown. Yay! I'm a regular there, and I'm pretty funny. So I get to the stage, and I forgot the joke. I forgot how to start it. So you know what I said? I said, man, fuck Obama. And right when I said fuck Obama, my mind went blank. I couldn't remember the setup. I couldn't remember any of the punchlines. I couldn't remember the moral of the story. All I said was, man, fuck Obama. We in 2011 at the J Spot. It gets worse. That's not the worst part about it. I go through, I tell a few more jokes. It ain't going my way. I'm 3 minutes in, they throw the light on. I'm not gonna try to save this shit. It's done. Oh, no, it's not done. No, it doesn't, it gets worse. I go into my fat joke, because my fat joke is always a savior, right? I generally can save a missed punchline or badly delivered joke. I usually, in my back pocket, I got these jokes about being fat. They always hit. I don't tell them much because it's too easy. I don't go for the easy laugh, I go for the real laugh. But I can pull these jokes out at any point and get big laughs. If Star's in the room, she heard them when I did the Vegas show. Or if you were at the Vegas show, I did a couple of them then. Because I hadn't done comedy. If I hadn't done comedy like in 2 or 3 months, then yes, I'm going to do the fat jokes. The fat jokes are very easy to get laughs on. So if I don't have a rhythm, I'm doing the fat jokes. So I go into my fat set, right? I don't like fat people. Fat people breathe too loud. Yeah, big, okay, I gotta laugh. I don't like fat people. Punchline. I ain't giving y'all my punchlines on that joke, so I may have to say it in front of y'all one day. Punchline, I get a couple laughs. And then I say, you know what I say after that? And this punchline gets, you will hear this punchline time. This punchline always gets laughs. I can always depend on this punchline. So I go for this punchline. I'm like, okay, I'm going to hit this punchline, and then I'm going to get off stage. At least I'm going to end the set with a laugh, because I always get laughs on this punchline. I said, I don't like fat people. I said, I can't stand fat people. And now fat people, niggas stink. Fat people smell like bacon and breakfast. And I was like, I am the Al Sharpton of fat people. It just looks like I represent them. I really don't. That punchline always hits. That shit went dead silent. Mind you, I already said fuck Obama. Then I said, Al Sharp. I said, I'm the Al Sharpton of fat people. It looks like I represent them, but I really don't. I see like this one dude straight away. He's holding in laughter, but he's really trying not to laugh. I see another lady kind of put her head down. She wants to laugh, but she doesn't. But I see mostly the rest of the audience looking at me like I just slapped a grandmama. You know what I found out? The NAIA, the NAIA and NAN, National Action Network, they were having their Christmas party there that night. And 90% of the audience worked for Al Sharpton's National Action Network. Preachers, ministers, church secretaries, ushers. That's the audience. Not only did I say fuck Obama, I clowned Al Sharpton in front of his employees and didn't know that that was them. Yeah, that's how bad it can go as a stand-up comic. I bombed. They looked at me like, who is this ham sandwich eating ass fat nigga? And then when I got off stage, the person that booked it, she was laughing, kind of, but she was like, Dwan. And this the same lady, shouts out to her, that be booking me now for Fox Soul. She said, Dwan, this is the National Action Network Christmas party. I'm like, yo. I didn't know. I should have known by the ways, by the suits. You know who was in there? That preacher. And he's in LA. He always goes, I forgot his name. But he's the person that married Omarosa. When Omarosa got married to Michael Clark Duncan, she went to his church. He was known for being like Omarosa's pastor. It was one of them churches. And I actually ended up becoming cool with one of those churches. They would actually have me come down to speak. But that was later on, a couple of years later. Like, all right, man, you have a good one, bro. That's how we get down in LA. We black men acknowledge one another. I love this fucking city. Real LA niggas. That wasn't know somebody from somewhere else. That nigga was from LA. I don't even know him. But anyway, yeah, them motherfuckers. Yeah, you're right, Court. I should have known by the suits. One of the preacher had like a slick back. You know that one where the hair go all the way back, and in the back, He'd loop it back around into a little shag. He had one of them haircuts. And he had on suspenders. I'm like, who is this black Ulysses Grant looking ass nigga? I should have known. Anytime you see a black person that look like Ulysses Grant, $50 bill, he got that Ulysses Grant facial hair, you should know you're dealing with a preacher nigga. I should have known. But that was my biggest bomb. I said, fuck Obama, and I said some shit about Al Sharpton in front of the National Action Network. And let me tell you something else. You might be able to find this video, old video on Facebook. There was a time about 2 years after that, I made fences with them. They knew it was just a joke. And then the preacher, one of the preachers, the one actually with the slick back that looked like Ulysses Grant, he actually came to a later show a couple years later and saw me do that joke. And I had him laughing. And when I was done with the show, he walked over to me pointing. He like, now you know you're wrong for that, brother. Brother. You know niggas get saying brother. Now, brother. You know you're wrong for that, brother. But that's a man, brother. So when he heard the joke polished, he actually laughed. And I actually ended up going to his church a couple times and speaking to his congregation about special education and how black children are hurted in special education through the IEP system. One of my first speaking gigs later came from actually one of the ministers in the National Action Network. This particular reverend actually cared about his congregation and what the kids was going through. So he actually had me come down and speak and talk about the IEP process and tell those parents and those foster parents how to get their children, especially their black boys, out of the IEP system or how to get benefits. And I went down there, I worked with them for like 6 months and I didn't even charge, where I would just come down to help some of the foster parents and some of the parents deal with their children and get their children. That's why, like, when they talk about this internet shit, I got a for real fucking LA reputation, nigga. Let me tell y'all something. I'm late to the internet. When it comes to this city of LA right here, nigga, when it comes to this city right here, they know who the fuck I am. I ain't no Dwan B, nigga. I'm DwannBrown. I only go by Dwan B because that just happened to be my Twitter handle. I didn't want to have DwannBrown as a Twitter handle. I didn't purpose to be called Dwan B. Freeze Love from 5150, he would call me that when we do our shows together. Man, Dwan B. And it kind of stuck. But I got a for real reputation here in the city of LA on the streets, but I don't bring a cell phone with me to record it. Maybe I should to get, so some of these new niggas on my Twitter can learn a little bit of something. Maybe I should record some shit one day, but I don't be recording what the fuck I do. I've been doing this shit since 1995. The fuck am I gonna bring a camera with me for? That shit corny. Karen Bass know who I am. I tell you that. I was there at the Savoy when she was coming to her town hall meetings in 2006, trying to connect with the black people. Nate Holden knows who I am. That's the person that preceded her. The mayor Gardiner know the fuck I am. But that's another story. That's another story. Ooh, is that Jupiter? Hey, if y'all look to the east, Jupiter's out. And Saturn's out too. Saturn's ahead of the moon and Jupiter's out. Jupiter bright than a motherfucker. If you ain't got no clouds on the side, you can see Jupiter to the east. That shit beautiful. But back to what I was saying. My theme for the night is you can't listen to these niggas. All right? I know I done went around the world talking about all kind of random shit. I talked about all that shit to bring it back to this point. You can't listen to these niggas. You gotta follow your inner heart. You gotta follow your that thing inside of you that say this is it. No matter what nobody say. Fuck everybody else. The only person that gotta know is the right thing that you should be doing is you. That's some shit black people gotta understand. Go to other people for advice. You know, my advice to Larry Smith is don't show your teeth too much, nigga. You look like the stereotype. You look like you can eat a whole ass watermelon like corn on a cob with them big ass teeth. That's my advice to you. But if your inner, self says, no, I want to show these big ass horse teeth and look like a set of dominoes with my black ass skin and onyx and ivory ass teeth. If your inner voice says, let me show these chompers, fuck that fat nigga Dwan, then hey, you gotta go with that, brother. You gotta go with that, brother. This nigga Larry Smith looking like a black Chrysler 300 with a white grill. This nigga Bismarck T don't got his profile picture up because he's as fat as me. This nigga. Yeah, that name is a little projection. Is it big marquee looking ass nigga? We behind that non-profile picture, brother? This motherfucker Bismarck T can taste the flavors of the air. That's the kind of fat nigga he is. Oh, the air today is a little bit mustardy. We got a little bit of mustard in the air. You taste that jasmine? Nigga, we smell the lilac. This nigga tastes the lilac in the air. The lilac is a little bit bitter today. Nigga, did you just taste the smell of a flower? That's Bismarck T. This nigga Bismarck T be throwing every fat joke said about him back to me. This nigga Bismarck T's shoes are at a 45-degree angle. That nigga be waddling when he walk. Nigga, how does nigga walk straight and at the sides at the same time? That's the kind of fat nigga you are. At least I'm the kind of fat nigga that can walk straight and stand up with my shoulders erect without looking like I'm hunched over. This nigga Bismarck T the kind of nigga that be walking like, like them old church ladies, side to side. That nigga Bismarck T be like, nigga looking like a buoy in the ocean when he walk. This nigga Bismarck T can taste your fart and tell you what you thought, what you ate. You be like, pfft. This nigga Bismarck T be like, nigga, you was eating Cornish hens, wasn't you? Did you put rosemary on it? That's the kind of fat nigga you is, nigga. You 5'11"? Are you part of that under 6 foot club? This nigga Bismarck T in my armpits. Cause if he say 5'11", he really 5'9". 5'8 3/4. This nigga Bismarck T is 5'8 3/4. This nigga's at nose level with real niggas' armpits. That's why the nigga so goddamn mad. This motherfucker, little short nigga be eye level with women's nipples. And they be like, get your little short ass out the way, nigga. I'm gonna go holler at that fat nigga that's 6'2". That's Bismarck T, goddammit. That's why he got a capital T at the end of his name. Because everybody in real life call him Little T. I'm gonna go on YouTube and put a capital T at the end of my name so I can feel big. Sinister 6'4" and can't dunk. That nigga is a 6'4" waist of height ass nigga right there. That nigga Sinister's basketball name was Waste of Sperm. Like, nigga, how you 6'4" and run like you have two left hips? This nigga Sinister used to only shoot finger rolls. You get this fake ass George Gervin. Get this George Skirvin ass nigga out of here. This nigga used to only shoot finger rolls. They be like, nigga, why don't you dunk the ball? Nah, man. I'm George Skirvins. That nigga was a nigga that was in high school and only played because the coach made him. He used to get dunked on by all the 5'7" niggas. Oh, shit. Y'all niggas stupid. Y'all got me over here cracking jokes when I'm supposed to be out here looking at the beautiful sky. Then I love when Jupiter's above the horizon. That bitch is beautiful. Nice and bright. Brightest thing in the summer sky. Saturn is the second brightest. I'm over here looking at the goddamn stars and you niggas got me cracking jokes. Little Vega. I love stars. You're right, Biz Marty. I didn't dunk when I hooped. For what? I had footwork. I don't dunk donuts, nigga. I don't. No, you don't dunk donuts. You eat them hoes regular. And drink a sip of coffee after you eat it. That's how a real nigga eat donuts. Real niggas don't dunk no fucking donuts. You uncouth nigga. Only uncouth niggas named Bismarck T dunk donuts. I'm refined, motherfucker. I eat my donut, then I take a sip of coffee. That's how I do my donuts. You short nigga. This nigga Bismarck T. This nigga said, I'm 5'11". This nigga's really 5'5". Man, I bet you right now, court a dunk on Bismarck T. That nigga Bismarck T is 5'1". Talking about some 5'11". You would get dunked on by Quan S. and all 5 feet of Quan. Bismarck T. This nigga Bismarck T is Cat Hart, nigga, height. Kevin Williams, nigga, height, nigga. I'm about to get the fuck up out of here, y'all. I had fun. I don't know if I'm gonna be with y'all tomorrow, but I'm gonna be with y'all Sunday with Randy Short. And then I'm gonna do a Twitter space on Sunday with Secure the Tribe. We're gonna be talking about hip hop, and I'm gonna be laying down some rules in the history of hip hop and how hip hop evolved. So it's gonna be a dope music history lesson. And Randy Short gonna be there on Sunday. You know Randy Short gonna talk his shit. All right, y'all.